Hello everyone, nubkeks here, welcome back to Nub Raids, and I'm super excited today. Sorry about the little green screen error and stuff like that. It's late in the day, so the sun's coming in the window. It's kind of weird, can't fix it. But I'm super excited because today we are showcasing the Venus and Cupidus buffs in Raid Shadow Legends. We're going to start off with a couple of arena fights just to see how we're going to go. I don't have Cupidus built to do the absolute maximum damage here. We've got him built to do good damage, but not the absolute maximum, simply because we do need some survivability on him and some accuracy on him for Hydra, which we're going to be doing the bulk of our testing in here today. But here we go with this team. We've Sifi boosting us up, then Arbiter. We're going to drop defense and weaken with Venus. Obviously, Cupidus and Venus, when they are together, get a whole bunch of bonuses, which we're going to be checking out today. So Cupidus with his passive, going to do 25% more damage and always counterattack with an AoE A1 whenever Venus is on the same team, which is nuts. Another really nice thing they've changed with Cupidus is they made his A2 actually an AoE attack that puts HP burn. We're going to actually open up with this A2. Let's see how hard this smacks. We'll turn it to 1 time speed. Bam, not a bad hit. Arbiter resisting. We can put her to sleep with Sifi. She wakes back up, and there we go. We get the kill. So that was a reaction proc, and obviously this is a very weak team. Just to open us up for this round, let's try out this team instead this time. Here we go. Definitely a scarier team here. We've got the Trunda, all the rest. We do outspeed them though. Got really good nice gear on this account, much better than mine. We're going to drop defense and weaken. I'm not sure if Cupidus is speed tuned in. He's not quite speed tuned in. They do get the increased attack, but here we go. We'll open with this A2. No reaction on Arbiter now, but we could potentially weak hit the 2 damage dealers. Bam. Absolutely rips through. It's a good solid hit, guys. That is a good solid hit. Let's try this right here. Again, a couple of Magic Affinity champions, but good to see if we can hit through a Duchess style team. We can just leave this one on auto. Here we go. Decrease defense and weaken. Alright, and again, we just rip through everyone except that blue Affinity champion, which is really nice. And bam, rip through. These are kind of low player power teams. Let's find one that's a little bit higher here. This is higher, but it's a pretty weak team. I mean, I guess, again, we'll see this team. One of the best ones on the page, I suppose. Leave it on auto here. Lovely. We just auto through. But you get the idea. Certainly these two champions in combination are very good. Ah, yes, so we're not quite speed tuned. Oh, nuts. They actually stripped our buffs. That's actually very bad. Ah, nuts. So what I wanted to actually see... I'm a freaking Egypt. Luckily, we revived the Arbiter. Oh, pure partner. There we go. That's actually Venus's partner move. That's kind of interesting. She stripped their buffs. She did strip their buffs, but I imagine that we now get killed by Trunda. Oh, ooh! Did you see that? The counterattack from Cupidus. Actually, it ended up being the perfect showcase. Showcasing exactly what I wanted completely by accident. Cupidus with the counterattack destroys them. Wow, cool. By the way, we're on Faizaji's account from the Sin Clan Cluster. Again, huge shout out to Faizaji for letting me on this account. Now, let's go into the bulk of the content. We can see he absolutely smacks in Arena. He does the job. Fairly standard nuker. Now, this is the team that I've thrown together here. It's a very good team, I hope, for Brutal Hydra. We're going to see how it goes. What do we have at this team? We've got Akantra the Cyclone in the lead. So she's going to be giving us AoE block buffs. She's going to be giving us decreased accuracy, a whole bunch of stuff, decreased speed as well. So block buffs and decreased speed, decreased attack. These are the main things we're hoping for. And she's going to get boosted up by Inquisitor Shamael. Now, she's also going to decrease enemy accuracy. And she's going to be hopefully provoking the Head of Decay if he comes in. Venus, she is set up like this. Obviously, decreased defense and weaken. Also brings AoE HP burn. We will do this on manual. She could potentially remove all buffs from all enemies as well. If something goes wrong, they steal stuff. And some poisons for that Hydra head. So really nice stuff right there. Pure partner, this remove all buffs from enemies with a 50% chance of extra turn, is only with Cupidus. Cupidus, of course, I'll show you actually his full build. He's built like this, so he's got a ton of HP. His defense was a bit low. We'll see if it works. He's got tons of attack, but not too much crit damage. We got him with good accuracy. We're actually going to turn off his A3, though we can use it if we want to for a big single target hit that gives him increased attack. We're going to be doing his AoE HP burn attack and then his AoE A1. He does more damage if the target has any debuffs, and then when he's with Venus, he does another 25% more damage, and he counterattacks when attacked as well. Sifi in here, really nice. She is in, obviously, giving us that speed boost, increased defense, block debuffs. She's got the revive, healing on her passive, healing on her A1. We actually have Lanicus with really high resistance. She's going to extend our buffs, give us better coverage of like the increased attack. She does bring us increased attack, increased crit rate here, which I'm going to try out. And then we have an Inquisitor Shamail. He's actually a little bit low on resistance, but he might be a secondary resistance tank, giving us the cleanses from the Fear Head. And I'm sort of hoping that, okay, his resistance is low, but hopefully with the debuffs from Kantra and the reduced accuracy, that hopefully he'll be okay. We'll see how it works, right? I haven't tested this out. This is a complete just dive in and let's go. Let me show you actually exactly what I've done with Cupidus. So like I said, he was blasting people in arena with only 218% crit damage. So his crit damage is quite low, but we've got his attack to a decent number. He's actually quite fast, 206. This is really to make him more relevant for Hydra. The higher HP, again, to be more relevant for Hydra. Bit concerned about the defense. He's got some accuracy. We do have him in Savage and Perception. And for his masteries, guys, we actually have him going like this. So not your typical arena nuker where you'd be grabbing Helm Smasher. I don't have that. We have him into War Master. And we have him with Methodical as well, upping the damage. Oh, sorry, this freaking white thing on the screen. Really annoying. I can probably actually snip that off if I shrink my webcam. There we go. Oh, my arm will disappear if I ever try to gesture with my arm. Yeah, then he's got a bunch of counter-attacking masteries as well. We just want him to counter-attack sort of as much as possible. We'll see how it works. We'll see how we're testing it live. Let's not do it on auto. Let's dive in. Let's go. I'm obviously not going to force you to watch the whole run. I will fast forward through the bits that need to be fast forwarded through. We're going to speed boost here with Sifi. Obviously, this comp has got Sifi and Venus, 2 Void Legendaries in it. On my account, I don't have either. And then I don't have a Cupidus or a Kantra either. But I just want to showcase this sort of comp and what it could do. We don't have ally protection and that sort of stuff, so I don't know if this would work as well on Nightmare. Boom, there he goes in with a counterattack from those spheres, getting a little bit of a smack in just to start us off. Here we go, we definitely need to land these debuffs right here. Beautiful, we got the block buffs and block buffs, decrease attack here as well, that's perfect. We are actually going to open up with the A3. We didn't get the extra turn. That's a little bit unlucky. I was hoping for an extra turn right there. Ah, well, we can just A1 this guy for some turn meter for Kantra. And here comes Cupidus with his first hit, AoE attack, can place the HP burn, bam, burns 3 different heads. So this is why I think it is going to be somewhat valuable to have him spec'd out with some accuracy. Venus does bring the AoE burn as well, but it just is going to give us more coverage, right? We could actually hold off a turn, I think, with Venus, and we could actually throw some poisons. Oh, I'm not sure if any of these heads are vulnerable to poison. He's immune. This head is vulnerable to poison, but I don't want to poison it. Let's have her just hit this head a couple of times. There we go. We'll burn with her next turn. Sifi, you can actually just A1 that. That's totally fine for a bit of a heal. And let's do an ally attack, shall we? Let's actually, let's trigger this bad boy here. Let's trigger this bad boy. Bam, bam, bam. The ally attack, when it gets Cupidus in with it, should be really nice. That should be, well, quite delightful, to be honest. Let's actually activate this head, get him smacking us. Boom, counterattack from Cupidus. Good smack on the enemy heads. Not too bad at all. All right, well, we can actually smack Wrath a bit right here. We don't really need to worry about keeping Wrath alive. It's something that you kind of want to do. Sometimes, bam, nice hit from Cupidus. He is losing some life. We do need to be a little bit careful. It's A1 again. Bam, nice hit once again. It'd be quite good if we had Leech. We don't have Leech. So she heals when something is low turn meter. So we hit this. Should do a nice little bit of a heal there. So we'll see if it's enough to top him up. Let's get that AoE burn out with Venus. Actually resisted by this head. Yeah, interesting so far. I'm definitely feeling Cupidus is getting kind of beat up with this team. So nice, some decreased speeds. Okay, so that's definitely going to be something of an issue if we do start to run him. Yeah, if you brought him into Nightmare, that low defense, he is certainly getting smacked around a bit. Do need to be a little bit careful. We do have the revive, though. If he does go down, we just need to make sure that other champions don't die, but they should be quite good. And you could absolutely consider running him with some Guardian set champions. Like Venus here is not in a Guardian set. She's in random gear. Shamail's in fairly random gear. If you get either of those into Guardian sets, it's going to become really, really good. We'll definitely just go in with this A1 again. Just really smacking out some good damage. He gets another hit from Deterrence Mastery. Doing some really solid damage right there. Definitely can't complain. We're going to start hitting Blight a bit more. Let's see if we can get the heal here. We got redirected, so no heal, unfortunately. Let's hit this chap once again. We're about to go back into... this could be a little bit of a problem. He's going to trigger his thing, and he's almost run out of block debuffs. Let's trigger him right now while he's got block debuffs on. He smacks us quite hard, but he doesn't get his buff. Actually triggers a counterattack from Cupidus. This is going pretty well. Let me come back to you when something else has happened. Let's keep going for now. Maybe I'll come back. I'll come back in a few turns. We'll see how things are going. Okay, boom. So here we go. We actually ran into... First little bit of a hitch is that Cantra's not 100% on the block buffs, but she can come in and steal stuff off, which is pretty cool. And then we could even come in and we could actually remove that reflect damage from him with Venus. Actually gives her an extra turn. It might even be worth using this by default, just not doing her A1, just to get her back to her stuff a bit faster. That's actually kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. We're going with the A2 right here. Bam. Definitely hits harder than his A1, so you definitely want to do that as much as possible. We are going to, again, give us increased attack. She got the extra turn. Fantastic. Let's try smack this guy a little bit. Boom, we killed our first head. It's going to deplete their turn meters. Lovely. I think we should start getting some pretty big damage out right now. Let's see how it goes. Get a bit of a heal right there. Okay, smack this decapitated head. So 8 million when we decapitate our first head. Get the decreased defense and weaken on it. That's really good. That's going to up our damage a lot. Okay, blast it again. We're really close to killing a bunch more heads as well. Let's try Flame Out. Let's try Flame Out here, shall we? So Flame Out on this head. Whoop. Boom. 600k on Nightmare. Not Nightmare, on Brutal. That's a big hit. That is a big hit. Can't complain about that. Going with the Chaos Tempest right here. Lovely. We could land the burn. I guess we might as well land the burn. It doesn't AoE hit. Procs War Master. This head is very close to dead as well. We're going to keep smacking the decapitated head, though. Here we go. Lovely, getting some heals out. We're actually staying alive really well, too. He goes down. This head should die in a second. That counterattack is brutal. That just did 600k. Boom, counterattack again. Yes, please. Do it again. Ooh. You know what? If you can keep... Let's actually get a heal here. If you can somehow... You know what? I'm going to try get... We're trying for the extra turn. Here we go. Try for the extra turn. Oh, didn't get the extra turn. We're trying for the extra turn. Didn't get it. Damn. If you can keep one of these heads alive, Wrath is actually probably ideal. And you can get all these counterattacks. Like, you are laughing. That's so good. Oh, damn it. No Cupidus ally attack. That would have been great. That would have been perfect. Here he goes again. Bam. Nice damage. Nice damage. All right. Sifi. 34k from Sifi. And here we go. Now we start getting the cleansing head. He might get the first cleanse off. We'll see if we can land enough debuffs on him. We're just going to go for it. Try get as much as we can. It's not looking great, but we're not out of it yet. I think he will get the cleanse off from the looks of it. But yeah, up to almost 14 million right now. Not bad. We will actually go with the A2. Just smack as hard as we can. Bam, bam. He gets the... Okay, he got the cleanse off. This is actually going to be kind of awkward. I think this is going to be kind of awkward unless Venus gets in on time. Because he's going to get Poison Cloud up now. Bit unlucky. Yeah, the Poison Cloud. That's a little bit unlucky. Let's see what head respawns in here. Ooh, no Head of Blight. So we're definitely playing this on hard mode, shall we say. We've got no block buffs here either. Luckily, Cantra can land buffs on... Will actually single target hit him because they're all protected. Does no damage anyway. And we get our first consume. Lovely. Yeah, Cantra can land debuffs here, so it's not the worst, but this is definitely not ideal. Ah, she's not even in position to do it. He's going to really start smacking us hard. It's going to be pretty bad, actually. Oh yeah, here he goes. Oof. That is a bad luck. That is a bad luck run right here. For all of that to overlap the way it did was really unfortunate. I'm not sure we can make it out of this alive. I think we're probably screwed, is what I honestly think. Each hit, it's got a low chance to steal these buffs. I think we can remove them with Venus. Okay, this is not Venus. Derp. Give us a heal, at least a little bit. Okay, she can remove those buffs. That might keep us in it. Extra turn. At least we get the debuffs onto him. It's something. I'm just not sure if we can survive this situation. At least we've extended our buffs somewhat. That's helpful. Okay. Again, give us a heal with Sifi. Sifi's so good for this. So good. Try to remove that. Beautiful. Stole the ally attack. Actually quite nice. Get some burns, at least on these two heads. That hurts quite a bit. Yeah, we'll see. This is... I'm fairly scared for him now. He doesn't have increased attack on, but he doesn't have decreased attack. Ouch! Yeah, that hurt a whole bunch. That hurt a whole bunch. Let's pick her up first. It's where those Guardian sets would be nice. I think we are, unfortunately, going to lose her as well. Yeah, so what I'm going to do... We didn't get Torment respawning. I actually think that we just go again, right? I think we just go again. Simple as that. It was a decent first run, but... This is what I would do on my runs normally, and that's what I want to compare it to. If I did not get Torment respawning, I just restart the run because it's just not worth the hassle of going through it again. You might as well, because Torment is so busted. You know, it's so good for you. Extra turn to start us off. That I like to see. And let's start beating on this dude. Why the heck not? Boom, we get the ally attack from Cupidus. Right, I'll be back when we get through the first set of heads again. We'll pick it off where we left off. It might be slightly different, but no big deal. I'll see you in a sec. We didn't get Torment respawning again, but this time we've come back into it. I'd say in a little bit of a better position overall. I'm actually going to open up with the A1 here for some poisons. I think that's going to be good. Hit Cupidus. That was actually lucky that was a weak hit. That could have been really bad. Yeah, that was almost very not good. Boost us up here. No extra turn. Bang. Nice hit, though. We almost have our champion free. There we go. Lovely. All right, Shamail's free. Unfortunately, again, the heads that we really wanted to see aren't here. We get some burns out. The nice thing, though, is Wrath isn't in, so it makes it a bit easier. Yeah, this is kind of bad. This is kind of bad. And he's going to shield someone. That's just AoE attack, or ally attack, I should say. Get some hits out. So, now he can't share them. I'm actually going to open up with this. He doesn't have his ability to share them back, so we can actually just go into the AoE. She can strip these buffs next turn if we need to, which we might want to just because the block debuffs. Not a huge deal, though. Yeah, it's actually very handy. The combo with Cupidus and Venus together has actually proved to be quite useful. We definitely want to keep stacking these debuffs up so she keeps this thing provoked. She now has provoke on the Head of Decay, which is great. All right, and he's doing his job perfect. You keep smacking Decay, keep stacking up your buffs. It's exactly what we want. So she actually gets targeted by Mischief. She can heal it up, which is good. We can strip all those buffs. That's so good, actually. That really is so good. And she can actually start stacking some poisons on him. Well, or she can not stack poisons. Get some healing out. Lovely. And yeah, just keep smacking him, I suppose. He actually ripped through this head really quick. It's actually very good. We ripped through it really quick with Cupidus. It's actually very strong. I'm a big fan of that. Now, we unfortunately get this cloud on. And there's not much we can do about it. At least we get debuffs on most of them, which isn't the worst. Cool. Yeah, with Cupidus, he does a lot of damage to this head. He's the good affinity for it as well. So he really does rip that head a new one. It's actually pretty great. But the poisons from Venus are actually quite nice. Okay, and that's great. That's exactly what we want to see. We should get a counterattack here. And when he counterattacks, he starts getting feared. It should trigger like a nice turn meter boost chain. It's actually very nice little turn meter boost chain. But yeah, the poisons, it does help you break stuff free right here. The poisons that Venus can apply helps Kantra stack her stuff up too. It's nice. It actually works together pretty well, I have to say. Right, all sorts of things are happening here. I am going to try to get increased attack back on our boy. Breaks her free with a single hit. Lovely. Let's start smacking some stuff in. I'm pretty sure we're gonna hit, or just about hit, the lovely 1 key damage here in pretty much a matter of moments. Yeah, not bad. We're about to hit that 1 key for brutal. Can't complain about that. Oh, maybe I should have removed those debuffs from him. Well, he's about to take an extra turn, so it actually doesn't really matter. I will just go for the heal with her. Got the heal. Lovely. Increased attack. Extra turn. That's what I want to see. Come on. Get some nice ally attacks. Yes, a Cupidus attack. Beautiful big hit right there. And there we go. That is, I believe, 1 key as this head respawns on brutal. Very good. Right, we're going to let this one go all the way through. Hopefully we land some nice debuffs on him. Ooh, nothing good. Nothing good on Wrath. So Wrath is kind of scary right now. This is like death staring us in the face, pretty much. Hopefully we can get Kantra back around to something useful soon. Here we go. Boost Kantra again. You can do it, Kantra. Oh, block buffs, decrease attack would be lovely right now. Just saying. It's a friendly suggestion. Here we go. Come on. Nothing. Yeah. Oof. Oof. Oh, we're so screwed. All right, guys, and there we go. We get to the end, and this is what it looked like. 32.43 million damage dealt. Kantra really not doing any damage, but providing lots of debuffs. A little bit inconsistent. We had a bit of bad luck in this run, but overall it worked okay. Cupidus, though, on Brutal Hydra, just pumped out 18 million damage. You cannot complain about that. Venus pumped out 8.6 million damage. And really one of the big differences here, I do think that they can be more balanced. It's going to depend where those HP burns fall. So whoever gets the most sort of value out of their HP burn is going to give them a bunch more damage. But can you complain about 18 million damage on Brutal Hydra from Cupidus? That is super impressive. I was actually super cool. Sifi obviously doing the healing, keeping us fast and alive. Lanicus, probably the least essential here, actually. She's definitely the one to replace. I would definitely replace her if I was doing this again. But it was fun to test her out. She did a decent job as a Mischief tank. But I think you just built Shamail as the Mischief tank in this comp. They were actually good together. She tanked Mischief well. She's a bit squishy. She didn't have Reflex set on in this run. But I think that she has potential. She was sort of extending our buffs. Turned out, I brought her in as the buff extender, but we actually didn't have that many buffs anyway. So I do feel she's the most replaceable one. I'll show you some alternatives here. She's definitely replaceable. And Shamail obviously needed. This Shamail not geared the best. For example, one of the things that we were lacking that would definitely, I think, make this an easier and better run. We'll keep results. I think that more Guardian sets would really, really help. I think Guardian sets would really help here. Did anyone else run? No, no one else ran it, but we see there's a lot of teams in here that are running a lot of these other top tier champs. Like Sifi's very top tier, and obviously Shamail is and Kantra, but you know, Cupidus and Venus have really stepped forward, I feel, into this brutal. I even think they maybe could have some potential for Nightmare as well. Now, I do think with Nightmare, in order to keep a Cupidus alive, who's still going to do pretty good, I guess you could even leave Cupidus a bit squishy, but keeping him alive in Nightmare is going to be kind of tough. You would need a much more consistent decrease attack and ally protection. I do think we don't have Krisk on this account, which is why I locked this in. But I do think there's potential for the Venus Cupidus with a Krisk. That has potential. And probably a Sifi in that team as well. An Inquisitor Shamail. And then something else. Maybe a Husk. That might be a really good team. I'm not sure. But yeah, I definitely think you can see we're in pretty much speed sets. Speed perception for the most part. I do think that bringing in some Guardian sets really adds a lot of survivability. Venus. Maybe Lanicus, certainly Shamail. I say Shamail and Venus are good ones to get Guardian set on. Your support champions, basically. Cupidus worked well, I thought, in Savage. Actually worked really well. Blasting that damage. Kantra obviously goes into whatever Kantra has on. Reflex, probably the best for her. But yeah, I mean, pretty sick though, right? Pretty sick. I was impressed. Let me show you the team really fast. What do you guys think of Cupidus? What do you think of Venus? I think they are top tier right now. Really good. So we got a Sifi. She's coming in very quick. Tanky, lots of resistance. Great Sifi. These are her masteries. I didn't change anything with her. This is just the Sifi on the account. Probably gets used for pretty much everything. We had Venus. So Venus, I think I tweaked her masteries, but basically left her otherwise unchanged. So she is fast, tanky, and good accuracy. Again, really, I do think that you can switch her into Guardian. If you're going to build her fast and tanky, there's no reason not to have her in Guardian. Guardian. So she'll heal up herself a good bit and protect your team. I did change her masteries. These are the sort of masteries. So War Master for the AoE hits. She does quite a few AoE hits. Then just extending her debuffs and better chance to place the poisons. I think that's the way to go with Venus. I think Cycle of Magic's pretty decent with her, especially with that extra turn with Cupidus mechanic. We had Kantra. That's why Kantra did no damage. She doesn't have any masteries. Okay. Damn, this team would be so much better. Wow, because Sniper's so good for her. Every hit is a 75%. Increasing that from 75 to 80 doesn't sound like much, but it does make a difference. And then Master Hexer to extend these debuffs, that makes a difference. Makes a big difference. And then she'd obviously do way more damage if she had War Master. You might even be able. She might even be good with Giant Slayer, right? You probably could run a Kantra with Giant Slayer because she does the triple hit AOE. I don't know, but okay, that would definitely improve Kantra. Wow, but Kantra is like this, fairly tanky, good speed, fairly all-rounder sort of build, really. Very all-rounder, kind of good at everything, which is totally fine. We had Lanicus, so I sort of casually rebuilt her with some random ass gear. It's not super good. I basically just made her resistance high, but she's fast, 100% crit rate. She's tanky enough, low defense though, and good resistance. So you could up her defense more. She really doesn't need attack. I think she's got like an attack ring and stuff. Yeah. She doesn't need attack. She doesn't do any damage anyway. Her masteries are like this. Like all of her damage comes from War Master. The buff extension is nice. Okay, I did a whole video on Lanicus. You can check it out, see some thoughts on her. I thought she was quite replaceable in this composition. You know, without the reflex set, she's good but not insane. But it's kind of nice to have an extra source of increased attack though for Cupidus. I thought it's kind of nice, and extending the buffs is okay. It's okay. Then we had, of course, the main man. We'll come to the main man last. We had Shamail. I think I used. I don't remember which one I used. Might have been this one. Yeah, the one in. Yeah, this one. We used this one. So he's basically like this. Really nothing too special going on. He just has good resistance, so he can resist the Head of Mischief, and he's got a Blood Shield ring. The Blood Shield ring is complete garbage, but hey, it doesn't matter. It's still top tier because it's Blood Shield. Ideally, again, you would get him into Guardian set is the most useful thing, if possible. And yeah, then we had Cupidus, the main man. The main man, guys, like I said, pumping out that damage. He's not even built to go absolutely crazy. His defense was a little bit low, but with this sort of build, we were able to keep him alive quite well, I thought. He's got really good base HP. We were able to keep him alive quite well, I thought, on Brutal Hydra. It wasn't a big issue. I would certainly prefer to get his defense up to 2,000 to feel a bit better, and it would scale well with the C-Feat increased defense. But it was solid enough, solid performance. He's got good enough speed so he can keep taking turns, keep hitting hard. He'd be very good with Leech as well. If you got some source of Leech on your team, like if you're running him with an Ugo perhaps, that would be very nice. And yeah, enough accuracy to land the HP burn. Now that's maybe not essential. You could maybe have him not do HP burn and just use Venus for that. I wanted to have sort of full coverage. I don't know if it was essential. Certainly his A2 hits harder, so you'd be using it. But yeah, that was the team. Pretty beast mode. What I do want to show you real quick, this was a team from Bossers in my Discord. He shared this team with us, so he ran this team. I think he said it was even full auto. Yeah. No, sorry, excuse me. So he did full auto, and he was getting about 30 million. With this team, it was a 30 million damage team on full auto. I think he got lucky and he got 37 million, or else he might have manualed some of it. I'm not sure. But similar sort of team concept here, which is very cool. We got the Venus Cupidus, and you can see their damage is very even. I suspect this Cupidus is not built with any accuracy. He is a +1. Sifi and Shamail are in there as well. Then he's got a Deliana in a taunting set doing good damage and block debuffs, and that Leech I think is a good combo. That Leech is a good combo. And then Mother Cybele as well in the lead with Relentless, giving us better coverage of increased defense, being able to do some mischief tanking stuff with swapping. Kind of cool stuff from Mother Cybele. Speed aura is nice to decrease speed from her. We had the decreased speed a bit unreliably from Kantra. So this is actually quite a different variation on the sort of the core 4 right here. You've got the core 4, and then you're bringing in sort of more consistent block buffs and more consistent decreased speed. You don't have decreased attack, but you've got more healing from Deliana and her Leech, and you've got the increased defense and Mother Cybele saving people too. So it sort of balances itself out, I think. So a very cool team as well. Really cool one. Yeah, I'm not sure what the best is. You guys can... Just to give you a couple of ideas for sort of teams you can put together. But there you go. Pretty interesting team, right? Pretty fun. 32.43 million damage there. Cupidus, is he good now? Oh, yes, he is. He is a monster and a half. Really good champion. Mostly with Venus. You do really... He's okay without Venus. He's good. He's good. But it's when Venus is there that he really gets good. He starts counterattacking every hit, and he does 25% more damage. He's good without her, but the two together, yep, top tier. Top tier. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you all next time. Bye-bye.